You know, I've been hard on Netflix for the last several years. I mean, hard on like watching a lot of the programming. For me, it started with as far as since Netflix has been. I've been watching Netflix for many years. I've been getting videos that would come in the mail, like the DVDs and stuff like that. They were like the first, before they became streaming, they were like a video service you can get on in the through the mail. Prior to that, we used to go to the Blockbuster Video all the time, and the other video stores when they were in existence. Now, those brick and mortar video stores are all gone, the bulk of them. But I used to subscribe to Netflix. Been subscribed to Netflix since 2001, 2002, something like that. And then about almost 10 years ago, they went to a streaming service. All these streaming service boxes were coming out like Roku and the Fire Stick and Apple TV and all that. And I've been watching a lot of Netflix after that. And then they started producing a number of their own shows. One of the shows that was really good, and they actually produce a lot of Marvel television shows now. One of them was based on a comic book that I read over 40 years ago called Luke Cage, Power Man. It was also nicknamed as Hero for Hire. It was like outside of Black Panther. Really, Luke Cage, Power Man was the first comic book character that I directly identified with myself as an African American male. It was so good. The writing was so good. He wasn't just a hero. He was a guy who was framed for a murder that he didn't commit, and he was sentenced to jail. And of course, they did an experiment on him. The experiment eventually made his skin tough, where he could go in and take on bullets and shots without being harmed. Didn't bother. But he said he was walking through the streets of Harlem. It's a very good show, a television adaptation of him. It's never been done before. I don't know why in 40-some-odd years they waited to do a television series about Luke Cage, but I think when they started in 2016, it was the right time to release it. It was the perfect time to release it, to tell you the truth. Well, and the show was... it was a good show. It was a very good show. It had great reviews, great cast. You couldn't ask for a better cast than the actor that played Luke Cage. You definitely couldn't ask a better cast member and a villain, or in Alfred Woodard, who was, by the way, was excellent in the show. Of course, now I was told couple of days ago by my wife that, and I found out later on, early this morning, all throughout social media, that the series has officially been canceled. I cannot begin to express my anger about that. Of course, the show dealt with social injustice and corruption in communities like Harlem. But of course, you had opposition to the show. I'm not sure why. It was a gritty, down to earth, very realistic situations in the show. And yet the show got canceled. And I am really upset about that. What I'm going to do a podcast on this tonight. I got to do it because I grew up watching, reading Luke Cage comic books as a kid. growing up watching it. And Marvel pulled the plug on it. They pulled the plug on Iron Fist as well. I think they're coming up with Jessica Jones season 3. I'm not sure. I know for certain there's a Daredevil season 3 that's coming out, if it ain't already out. So I'm gonna talk about that. Also, I'm gonna make a major announcement. I've created a website for my For All to Hear TV channel, and I created one for my DJ services. I may also create another one for my Spreaker channel, although my Spreaker channel actually kind of ties in with For All to Hear TV on some respects, so I may be setting that up along with that, but I'm not sure. But I do have 2 channels. I'm going to tell you more about it in the next podcast. But tonight we are definitely going to talk about the Luke Cage dismantling of one of the best shows on Netflix. That's my take on it. And I think it was a really good show. It's really a shame that people didn't get into the show the way it should have. I don't know if that's the reason why it was canceled or not. I'm going to try to do some digging on that and hopefully get a report back to you when I do the podcast tonight. This is DJ Wolf. I'm out.